Following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're planning on buying or selling a home, the real estate crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us here.
That doesn't look like Tony.
That doesn't look the way.
Well, Tony's in Aruba, and he asked me to fill in, and I'm so excited to be here at the Real Estate House Party.
There you go.
What a party it is. It's wicked.
We got hundreds of people in our
It's
studio
bizarre. We have Sean. That's all we need.
Yep, with the nitro.
Nitro.
Yeah.
It's working.
We got Kathy Holtshouser on Nitro for today's show.
Woo.
Woo. What do you think?
I love
She's going to be
it.
smoking cigars, getting
yeah.
tats by the end of the show. Am I right or not? You're going to be. There's a tattoo parlor right down
I
the
can
street.
tell by Ed's face he's not pleased already.
What do we have? Do we have that optimization where we level off all the
Equalization, right?
equalization? I wonder if we have that in place today.
We've got a compressor in place, so you shouldn't overmodulate.
They call
Yeah.
it. They call
No.
it the Kathy Holtshouser equalizer because
They're afraid I'm going
she's
to
up and-
over-modulate.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm an
Lenny's
undermodulator.
turned on.
I am. I'm not even sure what it means, but I like it.
Neither do I.
I never seen you perk up like a little peacock on
I'm
that
a
one.
modulator.
Today's show, we got Lenny Clarke. We got two titans of their respective
Sounds
areas.
like you're over-modulating.
I've had a lot of nitro too,
And he's an attorney.
and
And he had cake.
and I had cake. He gave me the small piece,
And he's supposed to be on a diet.
and I'm supposed to be on a diet. I took the small piece, so
He's in training.
We always wonder if we get, and I think you had the answer for me last time, whether we gain clients or lose clients at Carter Law Office
Who cares,
once we
really?
come onto these shows.
Do you really care?
You know what? I think we gain.
Okay.
Because as far as real estate shows, you are the number one real estate podcast
Thank
in
you.
America.
Thank you.
Oh, in America?
Oh, in
Appreciate
America.
it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
China, they got a wicked good podcast. We can't keep up
because we
with
do a
them.
lot of closings in
Because,
China.
yeah, there's
We-
millions of them.
Our
And
closings
they-
in China are.
And they come to the closings on bikes.
Right. With cash.
And who's this speaking? Kathy Holtshouser, the other
Hi.
titan in her respective industry.
I'm a titan.
Looking rather beautiful
Oh,
today.
thank you.
She'll model for you. But when I asked her, she rolled at me
Well, that's
and
sexual
started
harassment.
and started writing down another count of a sexual harassment, number 1022.
No, I will not model my one piece for you, Rick.
Me too.
So you had a little bit. We got a lot of real estate we're going to talk about. But
Yeah.
let's talk a little. You had a little bit of a bike ride.
Yes, I did.
How do you did good?
I did amazing.
We were all vicariously living through your bike ride.
Was it the Pan Mass?
No, the Pan
Okay.
Masters this week. I did the MS 150, the Cape Cod Getaway, which was from Quincy to Provincetown.
Awesome.
And it was 75 miles on Saturday in 103-degree heat, and 75 miles on Sunday in 97-degree heat.
Wow.
And my behind feels like a bad week was spent in Walpole. Can I say that?
You just did.
All right.
I guess we can't edit. We can't edit. Tell me,
just
do you
did.
guys stay in a hotel overnight, or do you guys
No,
like, camp
we
out?
stay at the Mass Maritime Barracks.
Yeah, so you're not getting a real good night's sleep.
No, not
Yeah.
at
Did
all.
you entertain the crowd when you're in the barracks?
Well, you know what? Yes, I did.
You must have a hard time going places because they must suck you up and,
yes.
you have to perform.
Yes,
Right.
yes. It's like a
Right.
Me Too thing. Yeah, they try
Right.
to suck me in. But what happens is, I got to tell you, it was a little slow on the
Sorry,
uptake.
I know.
That's all right, it's all
I was listening to the thunder.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
that was Lenny talking.
It's thunder.
That was God
Yeah,
talking after
yeah.
hearing Lenny.
But I must tell you, the National Multiple Sclerosis Organization, what a well-run event that was. 2,000 people riding bikes, putting them up. The logistics was insane.
Yes, it's
and then
tough.
and they are just fabulous. And I would do it again if I had the time, but I don't. It was one
You
and
know
done.
what? And all the
One and
comedians,
done.
we were all watching your progress. All the comedians were saying, that Lenny, when he does something, He just goes at it.
Well, it's a personal goal.
Well,
right?
you know,
to get
I have
it?
2 sisters with MS.
Yes.
And I love them dearly, and if I hadn't trained for 3 months, I never would have made it. It took everything out of me, and I will continue to raise money for MS, and I will do it. I'll dress up in a circus suit if they want, but I am not going to ride again. That's crazy.
That was
150
crazy, huh?
miles. Yeah, it took me. I was doing 5 and 6 hour training rides. I don't have time for that.
So tell me, how did you hydrate? Like, did you had water on your
I
your
not
bike?
only hydrated, but
You had to eat, right?
Pickle juice.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Pickle
yeah,
juice
the
to
salt.
to prevent the cramps.
Yeah.
And one of our major sponsors was a pickle juice company, and they were fabulous. And I was doing shots of pickle juice, and I ate like 20, 30 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
They have them on the route.
They have everything for you.
That's awesome.
So if you want to do something to prove to yourself, that's the event to do. 150 miles in 2 days.
That's
People
tough.
can't just get on a bike and do
No.
it. You got to train. You really
Yeah.
3
Oh,
months you did it, huh?
absolutely.
yeah, 3 months. Yeah.
And how was it hilly?
Oh my God! I had no idea that Cape had so many hills.
I know.
Are you kidding me? But we practiced. I practiced riding the Route 2 hill. I would ride up, down, and then I'd go on the.
Still with Mike?
No, I did the hill by myself. Mike is like Lance Armstrong. It's
Yes,
not
he
fair. So I got my other 2 brothers because I figured I could beat them. They were much better than me. Then I got my nephew. He was much better than me. So I finished probably halfway.
That's
in
awesome.
the halfway group. But it was just.
But as far as fundraisers,
I was number 4.
that's unbelievable.
amazing.
Out of 2,000?
Yeah, $27,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
But I must thank the Bruins, the Celtics, the Red Sox, the Patriots, and Sam LaGrassa. Oh my God, the greatest sandwich shop in the world. If you haven't been to
Where's Sam's?
Sam LaGrassa is on a tiny street in Boston, and it's oh my God, pastrami it's so
I
good
love
you don't know whether to have
pastrami.
sex with it or eat it. So I do both.
Any order, or you just mix it up? Or
Mix and match.
So you've been working out. It wasn't like you just jumped into this. You've been working out.
I've been working out like an animal. I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah,
but
you
I
look
tell you,
amazing.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, well, thank
And that's
you.
not a Me Too thing. That's just fact, baby.
There's a lot of chemistry going on in this panel
So,
today.
so-
We're gonna wrap it up here, and
Why, you two got to get going somewhere?
I'm available. No, my wife could use the break.
well, you haven't been home in 6 months. What does she say about that?
Well, I was with her over the weekend. We were down at the Mark Bavers golf tournament.
And your wife is lovely.
Well, thank you. And so
And
was
she's
yours.
a very, very talented singer.
Yeah, she's
and-
a saint. Yeah, to put up with me, I tricked that poor girl. Went to Oxford, and and I guess I made a lot of unfulfilled promises. But hey,
Whatever.
21 years later, what are you gonna do?
Worked out a lot better than your first wife.
Oh yeah, not good at all.
Yeah.
My first wife was a Playboy model cocaine dealer. Oh look, even the thunder came after that.
Yeah.
What can I
Every,
do?
every
That's like
time
a
you say
third time,
something,
right.
God is saying,
Yeah, and she was Jewish too, which Rodney Dangerfield said, "You married a Jew, Lenny? Why?" So I thought it would help with the business, but it didn't work out, and we're moving on.
at the end of the show, you just mentioned Rodney Dangerfield. Maybe at the end of the show, we're going to do some word associations. Rodney Dangerfield's going to come up because a lot of people don't know you perform with him.
Oh my God, he gave me my first national break, and he put me in 2 movies, and he was just wonderful. He was so good to me.
Which
I love
movies
him.
did he get you in?
He got me in. Actually, I was in Meet Wally Sparks, which was seen by almost 80 people, and then
I was going to say I never heard of it.
yeah, a lot of people didn't, but very funny.
I'm gonna look it up.
And then the other one was Back to School.
Oh,
but I had
yes.
just got back.
That was a great
from
movie.
A 3-month tour with Sam Kinison. He said, "Kid, you want to be in a movie?" I said, "No, but will you put my wife in?" He says, "You're going to give up a chance to be in a movie to put your wife in?" I said, "I've been on the road with Kinison for 3 months." He said, "Say no more. The bitch is in the picture." So she was in the movie. Yeah.
Kurt Vonnegut was in that picture.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. That was a very impressive movie. That was pretty impressive. So maybe
What the heck is that noise?
I tell you, every time Lenny, the state of New Hampshire's been in the state of New Hampshire as soon as Lenny passed over that line, and here we are.
Oh yeah.
Oh
We
yeah.
might get stuck here.
We got an alert.
Well, we have Nitro. We'll be fine.
We might have to tape about 9 shows of Lenny.
Yeah.
You could handle it.
Yes,
So-
I could. Sean keeps making those Nitros. I'm ready.
So you were ready before this bike race. You've and a lot of our listeners and viewers know you've lost over a couple 100 pounds.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have, and I've kept it off, which is
Which
Yeah,
is
you look
amazing.
actually
well,
the
thank you
thinnest
so-
I've ever seen
You're
you.
so sweet. Thank
Yeah.
you. Well, you know what? I went to Weight Watchers for the first 100 pounds, and then I thought I was going to be the spokesperson. And
Is that where you met Sweaty Betty? I use that
Oh
line
my
all the time.
God.
She hates it.
Oh no, but
Tell us what all the ladies were saying when you walked in.
they thought I was there to do research to make fun of them in a movie about fat women. I said, "No, you bitches, I am one of you. Help me." And once they
Did that go
realized,
over well?
once they realized that I was on the up and up and I was there to lose weight, they were kind and compassionate.
But weren't they like whispering?
Yeah,
Is
is
that
that
Lenny Clarke? Is that
and
Lenny
you go,
Clarke?
And I said, hey, you whores, I'm fat, I'm not deaf. Help me. And,
That's one of my greatest lines.
yeah.
We use it often.
We use that line. We were hoping you would say it because we
Yeah.
use that line all the time around the office.
And-
other than the ride to the Cape.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that one at a later
Well,
point.
he didn't need the ride to the Cape.
You know. We're just gonna throw up punchlines and see if you guys can fill in the jokes.
Yeah.
So you went to Weight Watchers.
Yeah, and then
For 100 pounds.
I lost 100 pounds. Then I when they gave Charles Barkley the spokesman's job, I understood. But I
No,
didn't.
you
but
should
I
have had
didn't go
that.
on. I should have, because he put all the weight back on.
Right.
And then he called it a scam. And then he called some
Really?
women in San Antonio fat bitches when he was doing, on TV.
And he was the sponsor.
Yeah, not good.
Not good. Not good on your resume.
And then when Oprah bought in, I thought I was mad, because I did Oprah. I mean, I didn't have sex with her. I did the show. And I thought that I would definitely be involved, but that didn't work out. And then for the last 30 pounds, I got involved with NewEnglandFatLoss.com.
Okay.
And I lost 27 pounds in 38 days. And it was...
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
27 pounds in 38 days.
And it was the last 30 pounds.
Which is the hardest.
Which is the hardest.
And you've kept it off.
I've kept it off.
All right, without telling all their secrets, I know we're way off the real estate.
How about 4 top advice for
That's
people
good.
that might want
Yes.
to lose weight?
Yes.
You're not telling any New England
Okay.
fat loss
Yeah,
secrets,
right.
but
Because you've told me before.
did you feel deprived?
No, not once
Okay,
at all.
so let's
not
hear it.
at all. Well, my 4 top things: get rid of bread. Bread is not your friend.
Right.
Okay.
In
Bread-
any way, shape, or form.
No, how
not
can
wheat
you-
bread, not
not
any
wheat
bread.
And then, I, as much as I love Italian food, I don't know any diet that has Italian food on it.
Pasta, no.
No, yeah, and I love pasta.
Me
but
too.
You can't do it.
Me too.
And this is one that kills everyone. The booze, you can't.
Right.
The booze is just empty calories. You know what I mean? And then,
Kathy, you think they're empty?
well,
Oh, no, they're not empty to me.
no.
I save up my calories.
And then-
Just so she can drink a
all
lot.
and then my 4th, and it's subject to many different interpretations, but eating late at night. I mean, if you
Like
eat
after
late
6
Oh, that's a
o'clock.
good
Yeah,
one.
you
That's
eat
a good
late
one.
at night, you go
'Cause
to
I wasn't
bed
sure if that was a myth or not.
No, well, I tell you what.
Scott Carter agrees with you.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
I actually agree with you, too.
Yeah, you can't eat late at night. You can't have a big
He won't
meal,
eat
go to
anything
bed.
after 8 o'clock.
No, 'cause then you're going to wake up a big fat bastard.
Does
Right.
New England Fat Loss use packets or all
no,
that, like
no,
vegetables?
it's all
vegetables
clean
and-
food.
okay.
It's
Are
basically.
they one of our sponsors? Because we're going to have
No,
to get
but
them
we'd
on.
like to have
They
them
should.
on.
We NewEnglandFatLoss.com would be fabulous to sponsor this. Are you kidding me? Get real estate and say you get
No,
a
this
small
is-
house. You've got to lose weight to fit in the small house.
right.
That's the
A
way
tiny
to do
house.
it. A tiny house.
Yeah.
Now, how do tiny houses working on the market?
Tiny houses.
They're not our way, but there are people
You
that.
know what we've never talked about is a spite house. We'll get back to you because we got
No,
a lot
but
of
hold
questions.
on. The tiny house. I think that like in some like minimalist market, like minimalists
Yes.
love
Yeah.
the tiny house. You don't see much of them around here. Everybody wants the big, ginormous house in Reading, Mass, that for $1 million plus.
Or even better, in Chilmark or Edgartown.
Yes.
Or Nantucket. You know what I mean?
But I'd take a tiny house down there
Yeah, me
all day
too.
No,
long
you wouldn't.
on the beach.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, on the beach. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But
Is that why you can't invite people to stay over?
right.
Right.
I'd like to have you. But
I
there's
got a
no
tiny
room.
house.
It's a tiny house. It's really a tiny house.
No,
It's
we've
only
done
enough-
some shows on tiny houses. You're right. For the minimalists, it works.
But like I know someone that I don't know if they rent or bought a tiny little house up in Hampton somewhere, and they've minimalized their whole life.
Right.
And that's where they live, and that's where they're the happiest.
Or they do a storage container. You ever seen those?
Oh, I have.
Kid Rock has a storage container.
Yeah.
He's decked out, and now he's living in it on probably about 10 acres of land. But
Yeah.
You
That's
have a
not
few
what
acres down where you live.
I have 5.5 acres.
So we could camp on your site, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Would you let us camp on your site?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. 5.5 acres.
Can we use the inside bathroom?
Yes.
Okay, thank
of
you,
course,
Lenny.
I am a
You
gentleman.
You should start B&B. Imagine having Lenny Clarke's B&B.
Oh, well, you know what B&Bs are? B&Bs are people who can't make their mortgage and decide to rent out a room to try to save their miserable house. And they have people in it.
All right.
And guys do not like B&Bs. I'm telling you, women, listen to me.
All right, there goes our promo for the year B&B, I guess.
Oh, are they
No,
sponsors?
no.
Are they sponsors?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
Airbnb, you guys have this all screwed
No,
up.
I know.
Airbnb and B&B's bread
Right.
and breakfast are completely
No, you're
different
right. You're right.
subjects.
Right. Should you do a
And-
B&B?
And guys do not like bed and breakfast. Women think that's cute, But guys want a big hotel with big fluffy towels and maids you can bang while your wives are out shopping. But that's just me.
You see the Boston Globe? They had the highest.
Did you let that go? You let that go. Well, I think that B&Bs might have maids, but they're the owner's,
Yeah,
usually
right.
the owner's wife or
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So you might get in a little bit of trouble
Yeah,
there.
I was in a B&B with Jack, and he clogged up the
Stumbling
toilet.
Jack?
Tumbling Jack
Stumbling-
Walsh, and he clogged up the toilet. And I said, Jack, we're going to have to leave. So we drove home.
They had an article in the Boston Globe, $15,000 night. I think it's Boston Harbor Hotel for one night.
Well,
Where is it? At the very top of the Boston Harbor Hotel?
Yes.
Well,
I think I've stayed there before.
the
but it
Boston
wasn't-
Harbor Hotel is a fabulous hotel. I have my own room over there.
Did you?
Yeah, 1414. My good friend Gary Sloper, he's the concierge. And matter of fact, he was one of the top concierges of all the concierges.
Really?
Yeah. And they
1414?
1414.
Okay, so
And they pride themselves on great service. I mean, whatever you want, they will provide. It's great. I mean, there's a lot of great hotels in Boston.
Where'd we go
Four
for
Seasons.
the Glenn Campbell concert?
The Four Seasons. We had
Yeah,
the
that was
presidential suite at the Four Seasons.
Glenn
Oh, I
brings
saw
us
the
in the
pictures,
presidential
yeah.
Oh,
suite.
my
Yes,
God.
I
yes.
wasn't invited.
Well, I didn't know you at the time.
I think you may have, but I
No,
don't
I
think there were
didn't.
any girls there. So I would
There
have
were
known.
girls. Oh, yeah.
Not too many.
The
It looked
maids?
like, it looked like yeah. Right.
They were the maids.
That was only balcony in the Ritz, I think,
Only
right?
balcony in the Four Seasons.
Four Seasons.
Yep,
Four Seasons.
That's it.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And
And a grand piano and 3 or 4 bathrooms, a kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really nice. Yeah. I
Where
like
would you
that.
stay if you had your pick of any spots?
1414.
Would that be it?
1414 is
Yeah.
great, but the presidential suite at the Four Seasons, I got to give it a
was
nod.
pretty good.
Yeah.
That
Not
was
too
pretty
shabby.
Good.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
pretty good. Where do you stay when you're in Aruba?
Aruba, I stay at the Marriott.
Okay.
Yeah, the Marriott, and it's a lovely hotel, and you can walk to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
oh, right down the street.
Or
down
take
the
the
hall.
elevator.
Right, yeah.
Or take the elevator
Yeah, or
if
the
you-
stairs.
Yeah,
whatever.
All right, so we bounced around a lot. Just to finish it, 200 pounds you've lost,
Yes.
probably.
Yes.
Wow.
And you've kept it off.
Yes.
And you're just tenacious about it.
Well, you got to be. You know what I mean?
Well,
Especially
calories in, calories out at this point, right?
Exactly. And I mean, I'm going to be 65 in September. You know what I mean?
Wow,
And
you look
and
amazing.
thank you so much. You know, and I'm in the gym, and the young kids go, "Hey, Mister, how old are you?" 84. You know what I mean? And
My friend Mark Stakem from Leading Edge Realty called me today and says, "Where's Lenny? He's not at Boston Sports Authority
Well,
today."
I
said, "Well, he's coming because
I'm
he's coming to
banged
our
up.
podcast."
I had
banged
carpal
up.
tunnel,
Yeah.
carpal tunnel syndrome
Don't ask.
operation, and
From typing, right?
well, no, but
That's as far as we're
You
going to
weren't
go.
supposed to bring it
I
up.
know.
yeah, no typing involved.
And the left hand's okay with all this? You brought it up.
Actually, my right hand feels like it's being cheated on, but it's okay.
It'll get better.
Yeah, it'll get better.
Wow. All right.
So, do you want to talk any real
We
estate?
do want to talk real estate.
So
Yes,
let's
we
talk
do.
about. Let's
All
talk
right,
about.
let's talk
listen
about-
To this. No,
Oh, okay.
it's my
This
turn.
is
Yes,
how
Kathy.
this is
Yeah.
how my office is.
Yep.
She tells me.
That's
So
why-
we
that's why
get a
you're
phone
6'6".
call.
That's right.
We get a phone call last
Oh,
week
yes.
from a woman who said that we did her mom's closing in 2002,
Right.
and we just started chuckling at that. But she said that she was in possession of a $400,000 check that her mom never cashed.
She wanted me to look into it because she wanted to cash it from 2002. I said, let's
What
think
are
about
the chances of a mom getting a $400,000 check 16 years ago
Right.
and not cashing it, and then nobody has questioned where her $400,000
So Renee in my office gets the call, and she says, "Do you have the actual check?" Yes, I do. So I get the call.
And I'm listening to all this going on, and I'm in my office, and I'm like, I bet every cent in my bank account that this is not.
So I
The
said to the
truth.
lady, I go, do you have the actual check, uncashed check? Yes, I do. Asked her several times, and she
Rick's
goes,
like ready to be driven to the emergency room with a heart attack.
Yeah.
He's having heart palpitations.
Yeah, me too.
I go, we
no, by
do
then I
not-
had the answer.
But we
thankfully.
do not. We did not cash. There's no
Right.
way
Right.
that a $400,000.
You think our bookkeeper hopefully would pick up on
No,
that?
we have accountants that do our stuff. Like that would
Call
have
us
been
crazy.
Yeah, and I kept saying that there's no way they would have missed that. There's
Right.
no
Right,
way
right,
without
right.
100%
So
sure.
I asked her again. I go, you have an uncashed check? No, I have a copy of a check.
But
I go,
that's
well,
after
you
Rick
can't-
found the
You can't
canceled
cash
check.
a copy of a check. So where Kathy's headed, we'd like to talk about people behaving badly in this environment.
So she is really stupid,
Right.
and
Right.
really truly believed that she
Right.
could cash a copy of a check,
Right.
and there must have been a family argument or something.
Right,
She was looking
right.
for a loophole in her
Right,
mother's
right,
estate
right,
or whatever,
right.
whatever.
That was pushing
Or
it, though.
B, she was trying to scam us.
I think B is the answer.
Yeah.
I like what she said to me at the very end. She goes, well, is there any way we can look into this? I go, I just did, and you don't get
No.
$400,000.
Yeah.
How's
So
that?
the mother must have cashed the check, gave it to
Right.
one of the brothers or sister,
Right.
and
And she got
was
Or
shut
trying-
went
off.
down to Foxwoods and lost it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So last time we had you on, and we're not going to talk about that stuff, but this is kind of part two. First, we talked about people behaving badly in the mortgage world, and if you want to watch our other podcast with Lenny on, we can find out how Lenny got a loan through a TV guide
Yeah.
Yeah.
with no money down,
Yeah.
and we're not going to talk about
No
today.
income, no asset
no assets,
verification.
Yeah.
and we learned all about negative amortization. And that's always a
No, you can't say that word in front of Lenny.
You hear
I know, I
that,
shouldn't
if you hear that, run. Don't walk, run.
Very good point. Very good point.
You don't see them around very much.
Well,
You don't even see
the only one to pull
adjustables.
that off was the Iceman.
Oh, the Iceman. Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. He said, no. Under certain circumstances,
You don't
it's okay.
see it very
Right,
probably-
right.
Yeah,
So
I
if you
haven't
want
seen it in a while.
if you want to learn how Lenny got a loan,
Right.
TV guide, negative
what was that in
amortization.
December
Yeah, it was last year. So
December 2017.
Right. So the second part of that is, and we just figured that the real estate environment was working very, very badly at that point.
Right.
So we're going to take it a little step further on how real estate environment is still acting bad, and that's the perfect example of a girl calling up trying to scam, because she probably got scammed out of it.
Right.
Well, my question that you might be able to answer is, well, how about these people that just stop paying rent? And then you're stuck with them. You
If you're
can't
in
go-
Massachusetts,
Yeah.
a renter has all the rights, don't they?
Yeah. If
Well,
you
but I mean, you're committed to paying the rent, and when
Right.
you stop paying the rent, it's not easy to throw you out because you can't physically go and change.
And I don't
the
really
locks.
get it, just from a layman's
They're
terms,
so-
because they're in a contract,
they're so
right?
tenant friendly in Massachusetts. And it's so abusive to landlords. And I shouldn't give this trick out on the podcast, but
I will.
But I might. But
Oh, we have to.
we have to now.
Now we have
so
to.
if you ever say there's like a health code violation, it's very hard to get tossed out, and
Right.
you have to show. It's
What do you mean, like a health like water in the basement?
running water. Yeah,
or
exactly.
Like
So-
a leaky
Yeah,
faucets,
mold.
or mold, and then
the M word.
yeah,
Now,
exactly.
if you have mold, don't you have to get the tenants out for their safety?
Well, that's
Yeah, but then you have to put them up somewhere else.
Yes.
You have to.
Oh, it's
you have to
very-
relocate them, and then you have to remediate the mold. Which I mean, a lot of landlords don't have the money to do that, and then you put them back in.
All right. I'm glad you guys are bringing this up. We weren't going to talk about tenancy and landlord, but
What the heck?
Two big things in Massachusetts, if we're going to go down that road. If you're a tenant, you got to make sure that landlord is putting the money in a security deposit.
Right.
And they got to follow the statute. It's very specific in Massachusetts, as it is in a lot of states.
What do they make interest? Interest-bearing
yes,
account?
You're right. You got to put an interest-bearing account. You got to identify the account. You got to have it separate from your money. So it's very
You can't commingle.
Right,
'cause so-
exactly.
So if you, when they're looking for their security deposit, the tenant's name is on that, or with the
right,
landlord.
exactly,
right?
exactly. You can't have it all grouped together. And the second big thing that a lot of tenants forget to do is get a statement of the property. So in other words, if there's broken windows and walls,
Well,
you
the
should
state of when you move in, you better
Yeah,
take
exactly,
pictures and you better
exactly,
document
exactly.
so that when you move out, they can't
say, "Oh, you broke all this stuff."
Yeah.
Right.
You used to rent with a fairly distinguishable group of individuals.
I rented a house in Harvard Square with 16 comedians, and our rent was $165 a month, and we never had it. Now,
Go figure.
You guys couldn't chip in $10 a piece, huh?
We were renting from a gentleman by the name of Wing Wong. That was his actual name. And I was working.
Was this during your Ding Ho days?
Yes, when I was working for Shun Lee. So I was surrounded by Asian people, and I would borrow the money from Shun Lee to pay Wing Wong. And then Shun.
We're going to hear lightning soon.
Shun went out of business.
You wing the Wong number?
And Wing just pretty much gave up.
You got the. Oh, God. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you two said it.
Oh, boy.
So how was that renting with you 16? You want to mention
it couldn't have been funny.
Want to mention any of the names?
Sure. There was
Tony V.
Tony V. Kenny Rogerson. My brother Mike, of course, he had a beautiful room. And,
of course he did.
Because he was the manager.
He's the best negotiator in the world.
He's unbelievable.
Isn't he?
Oh, my
if
God.
I buy a car, he's my man. We talked about it last week.
I mean, he's
Am I right about that?
He's a very, very honorable man, man of his word. And I got to tell you, he's just a brilliant businessman.
He is.
And
his word is gold.
His word is gold.
Yes.
What does he owe you money?
No. Oh, no. I owe him, which is why you can see me at least once a month at Giggles.
Wait, now, where is that?
Giggles is at Route 1 in Saugus at the Prince Spaghetti House.
Oh, southbound.
Yeah,
Okay.
southbound.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You guys always do better southbound.
Free parking.
If you can find a parking place when Lenny's in town.
All right, so you mentioned Tony V, Kenny Rogerson, Mike Clarke, Lenny Clarke,
Dennis Leary was
Leary.
there for a time. Jimmy Tingle, Steve Sweeney occasionally. And then they couldn't take it anymore. So Sweeney, Tingle, and Leary got a place down the street.
Oh, okay.
And they would
That
come by.
must have saved
Come on
them.
in. Don't be afraid. Come on in. It's fine.
What about Gavin?
If you're looking for the bitches, they left. That show is done. We're doing the real estate house party. We're so happy to have you. Get yourself a nitro. Sit down and relax.
So Jimmy Tingle and they moved out.
Yeah.
Where was
that-
Don Gavin in the mix? He wasn't.
Don Gavin was always there, but he didn't really live because
he didn't pay the $10.
No,
a
he
month.
was a school teacher at the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he'd have to leave at 7 a.m. to get to school on time. But he would be there.
So
all
the other
night.
16 you never
there all
paid.
night.
Well, yeah, the other 16 were a revolving group, and there were 11 keys under the mat. So, and I don't know why the keys were there because the door was never locked. But if you were a comedian coming in to town, chances are you stayed at the barracks, which is what it was called.
It's the barracks.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we had a window outside the bathroom that led to Tar Beach, which was where we all suntanned, and we drove the neighbors crazy.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, there was a woman next door who used to say, "Lenny Clarke, I only live to see you dead." And I would hear that once a day.
Should we do some word association with Lenny then?
Yes.
Since he brought it up.
Yeah, we're running out of time. And
I
did we
know.
get any real estate in?
We did.
Yeah, we did. We talked about
Okay.
how tenants have the
exactly,
the upper
exactly.
hand on realtors.
I feel like landlords and tenants have a clear vision now after the show.
I bet they
That's
do.
what I see.
Yeah, landlords are going to do a lot more vetting.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a good
And
point.
tenants should vet too. They should check out who's going to be their landlord.
Well,
Because when you run out of heat
Yeah.
or you don't have heat or hot water in the middle of the winter,
I start a small fire in the basement.
Yeah, me too. I would.
That's
too,
in the
but-
lease,
Yeah,
right?
that would work.
But listen, if you can't find your landlord or you can't find the management company,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah,
a problem.
you got a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
And they might not call you back for a week.
How about the people who pretend they own the property and rent out your supposed property and get the security deposits and the rent, and they don't even own the property?
And they don't let you in.
Wow.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah.
they take off.
That's not
There's so
good.
many scams out
Should
there.
we talk?
We
a
should do
quick,
scams. No, we should do scams.
Want to do it at a
next
later
week.
time, Lenny? You can come back as another time. All right, let's do some word associations.
Okay.
quick. We only have a
Well,
ding.
we already did Ding Ho days.
No, you didn't really say it too much. Ding Ho was some great days.
The greatest years of my life. If I
What-
could go back in time, it would be to those years. I mean, there was booze and drugs and friendly women, overly friendly women, and there was
Maids.
no and there was no Me Too. It was just everyone's involved.
Those were pretty much when you guys started Boston
Yeah,
comedy.
it's when Boston comedy was in the heyday. They made movies about it. It was just fabulous. A lot of fun.
when comics stand out, is that it? Is that what
When
it's-
Stand Up Stood Out is the movie that was
That's a
made.
great movie.
Oh, it's incredible. I can't believe Steve Martin actually saw that movie
Yeah.
and wanted to meet me. So he talked to John Henry, and John Henry invited me to to a Red Sox game because he said, I have a friend who wants to meet you. In the third inning of a Red Sox-Yankees game, he turned to me and said, Lenny, I'd like you to meet Steve Martin. Steve
Really?
Martin. And I went,
Stop it.
Yeah. And he said, Lenny, I think you're fantastic. I said, say that again so my wife can hear it. But, yeah, it was fabulous. Yeah.
It's always fun hanging around with Lenny.
Yeah.
Lenny at Patriots games.
Oh.
Well,
Lenny was-
he's not really that funny, right?
No, he's not that funny.
I'm not. I'm sick. I'm a sick individual who does comedy under the guise of my
Lenny will
sick-
say, you want to go to a Patriots game, which sounds good in itself. Yes, I do. Do you want to go down to the field and stay on the field?
Nah, but maybe
yes,
I'll
I
come
do.
along.
You want to go? Let me know if I'm making any of this up.
No.
Rick, you want to go in the locker room and meet Tom Brady and Giselle?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Do you want to go to someone's tailgate party that we're not invited to and eat like Vikings?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
Yes,
we
I
do.
do.
Yeah. Well, remember, we're driving out.
we had the big
and
black
people
car.
were giving us sandwiches. I said, what do you got?
Hey, that's Lenny Clarke. That's Lenny Clarke. We got more food coming out of there.
That's awesome.
One time I'm at Fenway Park. Me, him, and Lenny. Mike and Lenny. And freezing day, First American gave me a ticket, and these guys came, and it was a bunch of people we all knew, and I think I've told you this before, and I'm turning to talk to the First American people. I turn back. Lenny and Mike have
They're gone,
disappeared.
yeah.
They disappeared. I get a call 15 seconds later. The two of them in John Henry's booth. Hey, Rick,
Come on
it's
up.
still cold out? No. Still cold out there?
Hey, I remember we went in, the butler said, would you like some quiche? I said, yes, I would. And Mike says, no. And I said, well, you're not getting any of mine. So they make the quiche. And then, we get crepes. And Mike says, no, I don't think so. Then he wanted to eat my crepes. I said, you said no. No crepes for you. Be about your business.
Then we go to the Bruins, and you had the best. We had the owner's steak. That was good, huh?
Oh, my God, yeah. That was, well, all we have is Mr. Jacob's steaks. I said, well, he would want me to have them. It was a great time.
Oh, it's so
Rescue
funny.
Me. That's my favorite. We should
You're
have.
out of time.
I know we're almost done, but I love this stuff. Rescue Me should have. You should be Uncle Teddy in the real estate world.
Oh.
Imagine Uncle Teddy
that'd
as
be
an
great.
attorney.
I remember when I had sex with a transvestite in the show, and they said, Lenny, I think that's a guy. And I looked at him and said, good-looking guy. It was pretty fun. Oh, my God, the stuff we did on that show was unbelievable, groundbreaking.
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary,
Yep.
fantastic. One of my dearest
Now I'm going to
friends.
embellish the story a little bit, but I almost got writing credits for one
Yeah.
because Lenny got
Was
shot.
that a real embellish, or was that?
No, it's half true.
Okay.
Lenny shot someone, and remember, in between the seasons, the producers were saying, "How do we?" No, we were saying, "How are we going to get you back?"
Right.
I said, "I'll come up with something like some sort of federal law, right?"
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And you went back to the producers and said, "I got a friend attorney. He's going to come up with." And what was there? They said, "Nah, don't worry about it. It's TV.
Yeah,
Just
TV,
let it go."
Yeah, but he was doing research.
Did you come up with
legally.
it?
Yeah.
He did. He came up
Yeah.
with a few things.
Yeah, if you,
and then I lost
on-
I lost 100 pounds while I was in prison because Dennis said, how much weight could you lose before we come back? I said, 100 pounds. So he'd call me every week. How you doing? I go, I lost 10, which I didn't. And then I finally had to lose the weight. And when we came back, they said, how'd you lose the weight? The Murder One diet. It's fantastic. You're in jail.
That Alcohol Anonymous show was, that was
my
priceless.
God.
You got to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess we don't have any more time to do any
No, we don't.
word association.
You two are done.
We're done.
Well, listen, if you have a real estate problem, call us up, and we'll fix it
Call
for you.
Uncle Teddy.
Because call Uncle Teddy.
Wouldn't he be great as Uncle Teddy as a real estate attorney?
Yeah.
Could have
We'll put you on our payroll.
We're going to have Tony V and Christine Hurley as the buyers. And
Yes.
exactly.
All right.
Kathy is the lead
Kathy,
paralegal.
thank you. It's always so much better when you're here.
Thanks for joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. Joined by two legends in their field, Kathy Holtshouser, paralegal extraordinaire, and Lenny Clarke.
Woohoo!
That was awesome.
Real estate expert.
Good job. Good job.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.